Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on AT&T. I've talked about them quite a bit here on the channel. I own quite a few shares of AT&T. Just keep building that position, especially on these dips. And I just want to see who out there still has AT&T and who's still buying it. But as you can see, it's been in the $20 to $16 range, and I was buying it anytime it was under 20 bucks, and here you can see it was in the 21 range, and it's just been going down ever since. So down over 19% in the past year. In the past 3 months, down over 15%. In the past month, down over 9%. Here in the past week, down almost 2%. And here's a look at today, down yet again, so 1673, 57, 55, but ticker T. If you don't know much about this, it's telecommunications, been around since 1983, $117 billion market cap. High today of 1674 and a low of 1652, 52-week high of 2153. And a low of 1652, so it hit a 52-week low today, so might have to look at buying some more of this one. And then it looks like the dividend went up in regards to that, so currently at 9.52. Volume on this one, it's usually 45 to 50 million, so 48.67, and volume here today is 7.18. So ratings on this one, a 57% hold. And next earnings on October 20th in the pre-market. So I don't have these shares in Robinhood here anymore. I transferred them out, but you can see amount per share is 0.2775. So I had 61 shares, and that's what my payout was. So have about that many shares. If it's around this price, you can get a free share per quarter. So 4 new shares per year, and you can just see how that just kind of snowballs. So but back here is buying it for $19.25 back in April, and you can see how much it's went down since then. So I keep buying a little bit here and there, and just keep watching it, and it just seems like it keeps going down. But as long as they keep paying out the dividend, I'm going to keep building the position. I've been doing Verizon as well. So over here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a hold, and there's the 1-year price target of 22. So a little bit of appreciation plus the dividend. So debt and telecom giants, why spreading the risk may be important in an economic decline, and this is dated on the 14th. But I buy probably mostly AT&T the most. I'll buy Verizon here and there. When it's in the $41 range. It was $45 for quite some time, but it's even down. And I have some T-Mobile, but I haven't bought any of that one lately. I've been buying mostly Verizon and AT&T. So Verizon seems the most fundamental stable of the peers, but it's hard to tell if the stock is undervalued. Investors hoping for a AT&T recovery must keep an eye on the debt level. That's been always the case every time I've covered AT&T. I usually get a comment in there about their debt, which seems to be heavily impacting the market value. And then T-Mobile, investors may experience the largest earnings growth. I can say that that's the largest earnings. This one does not give a dividend, but I've probably made the most earnings growth on T-Mobile. But they're all three key telecom operators, and like I said, I like to diversify no matter what sector I'm in. In the United States, the stocks had a lackluster performance. T-Mobile delivering 6.8% in the last 12 months. T experienced a deep drop of 38.4%. That's why I've been buying it. And Verizon losing some 23.3%. Again, why I've been buying that one. So the reason I haven't been buying as much T-Mobile is just because it's been up, and I feel why the other two are down. I'll buy them, and maybe they'll flip-flop. I don't know. They do that from time to time, but Starting from the top down, telecom industry has a median PE of 16.2, well below the historical median of 20.9. So here you can kind of tell that by the chart listed here. So feel free to pause and go over that. But looking at the forward estimates, we find that analysts are most optimistic on the wireless telecom industry, expecting annual earnings growth of 38% over the next 5 years. So these are all long-term holds, probably hold them through retirement on all of these. T-Mobile US is a part of the industry. In contrast, integrated telecom services industry is estimated to see its earnings grow by 3.5% per year over the next few years, which includes AT&T and Verizon. Here you can kind of go over the fundamentals. So analysts seem to relatively neutral on revenue estimates, slow growth for Verizon and T-Mobile, while AT&T is expected to drop to $125 billion in 2023 and then stabilize after the spinoff. So like I said, these are all long-term holds, and each one of them, all three of them. Verizon and AT&T, I just let them sit there on drip and keep buying, and the dividends are just reinvested. So how Media and T-Mobile got the better of the AT&T Verizon. This is dated on the 17th. So truth is that the telecom stocks, there are really only three biggies these days: AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Aren't what they used to be. Some say that has to do with their disastrous forays into the world of media, but it's probably more of a matter of failed execution and maturation of the business. So media math, remember within a 2-week period in May of last year, both AT&T and Verizon jettisoned Warner Brothers and Yahoo. So I have some Warner Brothers shares, so if you have those, that's where they came from, was from AT&T. I wish I would have sold those right after I acquired them, because those are even down a good percentage, but I just kept them. So that's what my plan is with Warner Brothers. So it pays a dividend, but I don't have it set up on drip. I just holding the stock and putting the dividends towards something else since it's down. But I might buy some eventually if it doesn't go back up at some point in time, or if it starts to go back up, I might buy some and just dollar cost average into it and then eventually sell out of it. But I haven't quite decided on that one yet. But AT&T is a better buy after recent earnings sell-off, and here's the charts to shows. And this is dated on the 20th, so as one of the most recognizable wireless phone carriers in the United States, the telecom medium conglomerate can be viewed as a safe haven when the stock markets turn volatile. I've said that about them a couple times. I've done some options on it just because it's safer and doesn't move much, and makes for a solid defensive play. AT&T also maintains a high 6.6 annualized dividend yield in a relatively low interest rate environment. Should investors consider buying AT&T stock? Currently, the stock market is in correction, which means it is not optimal time to be buying stocks, but still be very important to be identifying top contenders. So I've been buying AT&T, so if you've been buying AT&T, you can list that in the comments. But they've had a rough second half of 2021 as well. Shares attempted to break out from a flat base of 31.99 buy point earlier in the year. Second quarter earnings were released to a very negative reaction from investors, causing a gap down in heavy volume. Firm reported on July 21st, which sent shares down nearly 8% on the day. Stock will need to do some repair work following the sell-off and idly rebuild a new base and buy point before it becomes actionable. So that's why I've been buying AT&T, not a lot, just been buying it in little chunks. I'm just down 10-20% on it now, so I've been dollar cost averaging into it. I think my cost basis was $20 at one point in time, but it's down below that, and it'll go back up. And as long as it keeps paying the dividend, it doesn't bother me that much. So it's 5G. I've covered 5G a couple times, and it's going to come back up. So might not be tomorrow, but eventually give it time. But here's a Gradient Investment sells 4,214 shares of AT&T, which is kind of surprising. Almost tells me they probably sold at a loss if they're selling now. But so a decrease by 4.7% in the second quarter. Fund owned 85,104 shares, and maybe they were just break even or in the green with the dividend, because with that you're getting quite a new free shares, so I'd have to do the math on that. That would be interesting to calculate that one. But several other large investors also recently made changes in their positions in the stock, so you can feel free to pause and go over those. And here's some more ones that were buying shares, which I can kind of see now instead of selling them. But like I said, maybe they were just at a break even, or just got tired of it, or found some other investment. Who knows? I think they're constantly moving money. If I'm wrong, you can list that in the comments, but you always see hedge funds buying and selling. So but feel free to pause and go over that information. Not going to go over all those details on here. Over to Reddit. And so AT&T has been working on their stores. I've been seeing them advertise more. I've gotten some calls, texts to switch over. I'm still a Verizon holder, even though my biggest position is in AT&T. I've always had Verizon for a carrier. Nothing more in there. Over here on StockTwits, currently at 1655, and that is the 52-week low, so who knows how much lower this one's going to go. High of 2153. Rally today. I don't know, I might have to buy some more since it's at the 52-week low. Yield dividend almost 7%. That way, yield not too important if you have a loser. This keeps tanking all year, so which is true. Best stock to buy. Not much other information in there that we haven't already went over, and this is showing it as a hold with an upside to 2177. But just wanted to make a quick video on AT&T since it was hitting the 52-week lows, which I think is 1652. So when it's right at these prices, I'll put in a buy order for 5 or 10 shares at the 1652, and it usually fills, even though it's above it right now. But sometimes I put in the order and it fills and goes below that, which is irritating as well. But that's why I don't put in a big buy order. I just do little bits here and there, so that's why I keep doing it the way I do it. But you can do it however you want. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice here on the channel, just stating my opinion, so you can buy however you choose. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing, and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.